Chelsea, my love. Was that an aggressive way to start? I have been thinking about it for like 5 seconds before I said it. Like I was already in there. So I started your spell work. I knew I was going to do your video today and write back to what you said in the inbox. When I saw it in there, I felt all of this get tight, right? Like there are times I can give advice for things, and then sometimes, baby, I just gotta do magic. That's why I'm so happy that you gave me permission, because I'm like, baby, this is too much. I've also noticed lately there is a trend in the devil using a new trick. So if you're a person that's a good person that does the right thing all the time, and even if it takes away from you, you're gonna do that because you feel like it's the right thing on your heart. That's where you're being targeted, being put in positions that actually take away from your energy and sort of put you in a position of like martyrdom, or where your stuff is worse off because you're trying to help somebody else. But that person was put in that position to further deter you from what you're supposed to be doing. So your empathy or your soft heart is being used as a weapon, or yeah, but a weapon against self. Like imagine you saw like a woman with 3 kids outside, like I just need somewhere to stay for the night, right? And your good heart is like, oh my gosh, I can only imagine. Then you let them in, and it turns out those are the worst kids ever. Bad as shit. And then after you finally get them to leave the next day, you realize several of your items have been stolen. One of which includes your bank card because they were just running a lick on you. That's what I mean by your good heart being used as something else that'll further push you into that position of self-sacrifice. But that position of sacrifice ends you in the ultimate self-sacrifice position. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm fighting against heavier energy, but it's like heavier energy during my sessions, heavier energy from the people who talk to me in my day-to-day life. So even now I'm sitting in a bubble. It took me longer, way longer than usual, to get my energy back up. Do you see this? I'm developing little Frodo Baggins. I don't have those. And I'm only saying that because I go through a lot of trouble with resting and doing all my spiritual stuff and my little facial stuff, right? To make sure that I don't. Because the beginning of this life, the first 35 years of this life, I was the last thing on my list. And I almost lost me because of those attacks against my kind heart, or me not realizing it's okay to have boundaries when I don't have anything to give. I don't have to say yes. It's not all on me is a main thing. It was a bit of a, I don't want to say hero complex, but like grew up reading the Bible. Like you help where God sends people to help you. They send you for help. But you know what? Sometimes the devil sends people to you for you to help too. So you can end up bitter about who you just helped or what you gave away. So I'm going to say discernment, but also knowing that the same way God sent that person to you, if it is too much, or the devil, whoever, if it is too much on you, that discernment, that boundary will allow you to say, hey, I can't even help right now. And then God will send somebody else better to assist them that it won't take away from. And my necklace just, I can't put this necklace on by myself. I keep trying to do it, but I got this right before my birthday. It's hematite. It turns out this is to repel or to protect from certain energies. I would probably suggest you get that too. Hematite. Hematite. Hollow. It also blocks the wrong love interest from coming towards you because it is something protecting your vibration under that. Can't believe I had so much to say before I even got to the cards, but that's what I was sensing off of you. Like this attack is different. It's not the same as everybody else's attack. And the main point that I've noticed with people who have been coming to me lately is they are the people who do stuff for other people all the time. These are not selfish people or evil people or anything like that. I mean, if I was a vibrational match for that, we'd be having a whole nother discussion, right? My mouse jammed up on me. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to make sure my video was still rolling properly. Well, that's interesting. Are you there, Chelsea? I want to click it without undoing my video. Oh, there we go. So weird. back in here. Had to make sure I was back on time too. So I think we can get into these cards. I needed to tell you all of that. Oh, the people that have been coming towards me lately have been like the good people, or the ones who are getting more stuff piled on their plate when they were just getting it clear and just making progress towards new things. I'm like, yeah, because right before your breakthrough, the attack gets the heaviest to try to block you from doing the thing you're supposed to be doing. What is Chelsea supposed to be doing? Chelsea's supposed to become a Reiki healer. So everything that's happening to you now is having you focused on the current instead of building for the future. And this is most like to you, sweetie. Trust. Okay, I am in an extremely empathetic position. You're just trying to survive. I get conflicted sometimes because I know what needs to be done, like energetically, magically, whatever you want to call it, for you to get out of the situation. But it requires you to use your delulu in a way that you're not even grounded in the situation you're in. So what does that mean, right? I've been using this metaphor lately. Like, you know how you can start with a seed in a dish or whatever pot, right? As that seed starts to grow into a plant, when it outgrows that, you can move it to another one. You can move it and move it and move it. You're still going to be putting the same energy into that thing, even though it doesn't have an official home. You can move that plant from pot to pot as it continues to grow, add more dirt, do what needs to be done. You can continue to evolve it before you even get it to the place where you're going to actually plant it into the ground and create the rest of your garden. That's how it works with your manifestation. When you choose a thing to do, when you choose what you want for your life, that's not going to change. That's not supposed to change. And in my mind, I'm thinking like Shawshank Redemption. He just wanted to get out and get his little place near some water in Mexico or something, right? So every day he just broke off one little piece of the jail wall and he slowly climbed through it. It took him 20 years, I think. But at the end, where'd he end up? At that place he wanted to be in Mexico, outside of jail. So his focal point, his seed that he kept watering and moving to different plants was, I am going to get out of this jail and live in Mexico, no matter what happens, right? It didn't matter that people was getting shanked around him. People were accusing him of crimes. People were trying to bully him. He was in jail, literally in jail every day with people watching him all the time as he's trying to escape. If he had focused on the fact that he was in jail or all the other drama or chaos or distractions that were around him, he would have never kept digging through that wall every day to break out. He would have still been in there for the rest of his life sentence, and he did not commit the crime. So that's what I'm sensing here. You find the thing that you want to do, the thing that's going to bring you to life, something based upon you and your passions. If you don't know where your passion is, that's where we need to start. I can light a flame for you all day, but I cannot ignite the fire within you. I was having to reignite my own flame. I started listening. I had to rechange my whole music list. I had to listen to Natasha Bedingfield, like Unwritten, right? Just understanding, baby, you're a witch getting your fucking magic. Don't let this 3D fool you. This is the dream. You spend like 80, 90 years in this body and you go back to the place where you spend eternity. This is not the real reality. This is the trick somewhere up in the cosmos. Your soul has on a VR headset and is playing this character right now. When they get tired of playing this for 8 to 12 hours, they're going to take off their headset and go about their real life. You're going to go sleep, right? Because you are the character. If you can keep that in mind, that'll help ground this whole experience. And I feel like I need to share this video with other people today because I could try to deliver this message again, but it would not come out the same. But I'm feeling very impassioned about it. Focus on the thing you want, the thing you are building, and move that from pot to pot till you get to the place where you can finally land. But everything in between that is a part of the game. It's Mario jumping past the little mushroom dudes or whatever. It's the challenges that come along with you completing the game and achieving what you wanted to by the end. You cannot let these challenges make you hate your life or die while you're still alive, right? So you're supposed to be building a Reiki business that you can do from home, that you can do remotely, that you can put videos on YouTube and people can benefit from, where you can talk about your crystals, you can talk about the plants that you have, all those beautiful things about Chelsea that Chelsea doesn't realize are wonderful simply because she's a Libra and she doesn't have a partner around her to reinforce those parts of her. But let me tell you, baby, a partner is not just a romantic mate, right? It is that belief that keeps attracting vampires to you. People that come in, take some of your honey, and then disappear because they realize that you were waiting for somebody to come take your honey. No, baby, we need to switch this. Your honey is precious, okay? They are waiting for your milkshake. So keep that for yourself. That energy that you give out, the love that you give to other people, the thing that makes them like come and dip into it, that's what you need for you right now. What does Chelsea love? What does Chelsea like to do? What does Chelsea appreciate about herself? What do you find beautiful about you? I lit the candle for you with the intention to lift you out of the darkness so you could see your own light. Because there is so much, and you're literally one of the best people I know. You're so sweet. But all of that is what's like stopping you from forming your own container, your own masculine energy. If you're in your flow all the time, you're sort of like, what is that? Robin Williams movie, Flubber. It's just like you're like, you go with the flow. You're always in like some phase. When you start solidifying your masculine energy, which is your power towards your purpose, what is your focal point? What is the thing that you get up in the morning and say, oh yeah, I got to do this because I'm working towards this. And if I don't do it, no one will. And I'll just be in this situation longer. That is your container. The parameters for which you are restricting your human being in order to get something done. That is your masculine energy. It's your Saturn energy. Where are you not going to let yourself fall on your ass or drop off because you know that you deserve more? Where are you going to work hard for a reward? Right now, you've been working in survival mode. You've been doing what is necessary. We got you through the surgery, which is wonderful. That opens up a whole nother realm, even though you're still in healing right now. But we need to start planting the seeds towards where you're going to go or your path as it stands is still going down the lane you're in. You have not necessarily created a branch off of the trail that you've been on. Have you made this path easier for yourself? Yes, that's great, but we want to hop off this trail altogether. Chelsea is not just on this planet for other people's refill station to just sit by herself and think about the life she was supposed to have. No, we need to spiral you up so that you can get into the life you're supposed to have, because you're supposed to be known for your jewelry or your writing or your hands, like the gifts of your hands. Every time I say these things to you, it's like you can't even conceive that any of that is possible because you're looking at you through the lens of limitation that everybody else around you has seen. I'm telling you, you're meant for something amazing. But like I was saying about that Natasha Bedingfield song, no one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. We got to change the way that your neural pathways are working in your mind. So from the time that you were young, your brain started sending electricity due to certain things. So you get in an argument with your mom and you realize you can't talk back. There's a pathway created. Do not talk back to mom. It is not safe. Like, right? But as you grow up, that becomes do not talk back to authority figures. It is not safe. You have to change that. It's done through electricity. It's done through repeating. You can completely cancel out that pathway and turn it into one that says, I am confident in my own authority. And then suddenly you go into rooms with a different energy. Like, hey, nobody can talk to me that way. I don't have to pussyfoot around this. Hey, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? They call it dark feminine because they want it to be scary, but no, baby, that's your empowered feminine. Because if it was a guy that was like that, would you call it his dark masculine? No, you just say that's his masculine energy. Women have been demonized. Don't even get me started on that. So we're working on Chelsea's container now. What Chelsea is appreciating about herself. You have to learn yourself. And the last thing I was thinking before I said, hey, Chelsea, when I started this video was Chelsea needs to really fall in love with herself. Like to look in the mirror and say, ooh, this is my human. What am I doing today? What could go wrong with you loving yourself and starting to cultivate a life that suits you? Because it feels like there's a part of you that feels unworthy. And it's that part that is fucking up everything that we are working on. So I can do these candles for you every month and pull you out the dark and you'd be happy for 2 weeks. And then you would drop even harder back into the dark place because you finally saw what it felt like to be in the light. You have to put the work behind it. And by that, I mean, when one negative thought comes through, Knock that shit out with 3 more positive ones. If you hear, oh, nothing's ever going to change for me, that is a lie. Things can change for me at any moment. All I have to do is start a new path. All I have to do is open myself to new possibilities. Something like that. Sleep with affirmations on if you can't make yourself believe it in the daytime. Because you know what? The subconscious mind, the part of you that's running like a program in the background, can't tell whether something is the truth or the lie. So if you tell your mind, oh, nothing's ever going to change for me, it say, correct. Nothing will ever change for you. And it works to construct your reality around that. If you go to sleep to something that's saying, I am amazing, I am wonderful, I am beautiful, I am worthy, you're going to wake up the next day and suddenly you're going to be like, maybe I should check out my crystals, or maybe I should do A, B, C, or D. You have to fight for your soul. You have to fight for yourself, for your sanity, because there are beings literally waiting around to collect it when you give up on you, and they push you into these positions so that you will give up on you. So what does Chelsea need to know today? My message for my collective video was supposed to be stay encouraged, because they're attacking your willpower, your desire to go on so that you take yourself out with somebody else, just that you give up. That's what they want. Give up and just rot so we can feed off your energy, baby. Stay encouraged. This means purposefully choosing to not sit into those moments where life tells you it ain't worth living, or that this is the darkest place that you could possibly be. You must have done something to deserve this. I've heard that so many times this weekend, people asking like, well, where's God? Or, well, there are lots of people who do bad things. They traffic people and they have good lives. How come they have good lives and I'm over here dealing with this, baby? Because if you're already doing evil, they have no reason to mess with you. They're going to let you set yourself down a path of evil so you'll get it at the end. When you were trying to do the right thing and be a good person, you were messing up their plan. So, of course, they're going to bully you more. Has a bully ever picked on another bully? Have you ever seen a film where the bully was beating up the other person in a leather jacket who didn't have a parent? No. You see the bully grab a group of other boys who don't have nobody to believe in, and they find that one person that's just trying to be invisible. Okay? That's how this place works. They're trying to take you out your shell. You got to fight for your shell. So comfort was the first thing that came up. Though you're not exactly rich, you'll be living comfortably. And I think that's what you want. You are re-entering the most comfortable period of your life. Your finances will come into stable balance, right? I feel like something about like a new cat. The cat you have is significant. But peacemaker, you are being called to apply diplomacy and tact to a difficult situation. Approach situations with a win-win attitude. Chelsea, it keeps coming to me because teacher is on here. You have the ability to motivate others to strive to uncover their true potential, which I absolutely believe. Getting you through the door with this Reiki thing, having your own little side business, because that was the next card. Start a side hustle, right? So you can slowly segue into that. You're going to open a whole box of gifts you didn't even realize and know you have, or maybe you knew you had them, but you didn't consider them special because they were coming through you. You can recognize the greatness in others, but somehow you're afraid to see the greatness within yourself. And that's because you have a Libra sun, but you have it in the 10th house, which is the house of Capricorn. Restriction. You have been held back from thine own greatness. And you have to fight harder than anybody else. That's why I'm telling you it's important for you to build your container. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you will not accept in this life for yourself? And I'm speaking on your behalf when I'm saying you will not accept a life of loneliness and slowly descending into hag behavior. Okay? You're going to get out and you're going to go places sometimes. You're going to go to the library. You're going to go to the bar. You're going to find a homegirl and you're not going to be afraid to take a road trip and see something. You are going to break out of the literal box that you have been born and limited into. And I'm referring to the town and the home and all that stuff that is holding you back. But it starts with the first client that you have is you, baby. And everything else about you changing your path going forward is based upon the energy that you pour into you. Treat yourself like you would a lover who came to you with a bunch of problems. As soon as somebody comes to you with a problem, you're like, oh, how can I help? I want you to do that for Chelsea because nobody ever gave you permission to do that, sweetie. It's okay for you to pull back your energy to take care of you when you're not feeling in the right place. So this is just telling me it's time to uncork the door. We're going to let magic do what it needs to do. And then I want you to start applying some of those things I said to you. Like hardcore, you got to fight through your darkness. You can't give it a day to come back in. You know how some people are alcoholics and they're sober for 30 years? And then it's like possibly okay, they can have a little shot or a little wine or something after that 30 years. Mm-mm. That's what I'm sensing with you. You have to keep this up consistently. You cannot let a dark thought in. You got to fight him like you're Ali in his prime. You got to fight this darkness because it's really coming for you, ma'am. So I'm pretty sure you know that, even though I don't even know exactly what's happening right now. Your message was like a week ago, but I can sense that you were being backed into a corner. And I hope that everything I've done here can assist with that. And these words can ignite you in a new way because you deserve it. We can do this. We can pull out of this hole together, ma'am. Have a good day.